This podcast is a Radio Mike original production. Head to radiomike.com.au to find out more.
You're a wizard.
Oh, hello, Hamoras, to all of the double Fs out there, that is fanfic lovers. I guess it should be double FLs. Welcome to Harry Potter and the Boys Owl Post edition, a Monday Owl Post this week. And I do realise last week there was no Owl Post. I guess when there is an Owl Post, there's an Owl Post. When there's not, there's not. I was moving last week and I've just been settling into this new place, so I just sort of ran out of time and I was still kind of unpacking everything. But I am now all good. Wanted to do a little Owl Post and hoping that you are enjoying the podcast as always. First things first, we will read out some of the owls that have come in. The book is really picking up, by the way. We are very close. I'm just going to open it here. I'm just going to count. There is 1, 2, 3. I think there are 4 more chapters. Oh my god, so we're nearly finished. There's about 4 more chapters, which means 4 more episodes, which is very sad. So let's read some of these owls. Angus Weller, thank you for your owl. Angus has sent a few owls. Thank you very much. He says, "Hey Mike, I wanted to thank you for putting a different twist from the original Harry Potter books. God, sometimes reading your owls is like reading the fan fiction. They never really have any test except owls and newts. And also I appreciate you putting out the episode even though it was not perfect, always giving the listener what they want. Hope you keep making awesome content, Mike." Thank you, Angus. Few things there. I believe this is because in one of the chapters recently with Pat, it was exams and they were just doing a multiple choice exam. So that's cool. I would say, putting a different twist on the original Harry Potter books, man, we've been doing that the whole book. The whole thing is a twist on the Harry Potter books, but still very cool. I'm glad you're enjoying the show. And yeah, thanks for everyone for your feedback. That episode with Pat where there was some audio issues obviously was a bit annoying, but apparently not as annoying as I thought it was. Some people just said it was fine and totally all good. So thank you to everyone who gave their feedback on that. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Angus. Aaron McDonald. A very, very simple message. "Defense against the dark arts / farts is hilarious and will never get old. Good show, Michael." So I guess he's early on in the book where we find out about defense against the dark arts / farts. That is hilarious and it won't get old. That is very funny. Thank you, Aaron. Radio Lazar from my other podcast, 20th Century Boy. Lazar says, "I find it funny every time Mr. Charger is mentioned just because his name is from when Mike need a replacement name and just looked at his laptop charger." That is true. So as you all know, this podcast is a spin-off of my other podcast, 20th Century Boy, where I used to read a chapter a week on that podcast. And obviously some of the names of characters in this book are based on are real people that I know, because I just wrote this when I was in year 7, right? So a lot of the names were just people that I knew, and I've changed a bunch of them for, privacy reasons. And Mr. Charger, one of the mean teachers, was very loosely based on a teacher that I had. And for obvious reasons, I have changed his name in the book. What I'm saying is when I wrote the book, it was just that teacher's name because I never intended on publishing this book or anyone reading it except me and various schoolmates. But for the podcast, I've changed his name and I named him Mr. Charger because my laptop charger was there and I was like, all right, let's just call him Mr. Charger. So his name is Mr. Charger. But that is not the real name of the character, but I will never publish that anywhere for obvious reasons. And a few other characters have had their names changed just because I didn't want to have those any issues with privacy or anything like that. Lele, simple message again, just says, "I just watched 11. I loved the song." I guess that means episode 11, and by song, I assume that is Jack Post's song. He wrote a song about Harry Potter and played it on this show, so it might be that she is referring to. So thank you, Lele. But of course, the Amy's are back. Amy A, the official correspondent of the podcast. Hello, Hamora Mike. Hello, Hamora to you, Amy. Thank you for your absolute commitment to this show. I love it so much. Very happy to hear that the other Amy is still around. Huge congrats on her getting married. Again, congrats to Amy, the other Amy, who got married and told us about that. Pat does a great Hagrid voice. Pat does a great Hagrid voice. I have very little recollection of why Michael and Rob are fighting. Did they both have the same job in the careers chapter? I looking back on this, I think the reason they were fighting was something to do with being in Hagrid's band and not telling the others. I think it was something to do with that. I don't have much else to say except Aren't You Happy I emailed. Great use of the show's new motto, Aren't You Happy Sam, in which Hagrid kept repeating Aren't You Happy Sam to the character Sam. Great. Cheers, Amy, the official correspondent of Harry Potter and the Boys, the original and the best. Thank you, Amy. Other Amy, Amy H, foreign correspondent from Melbourne, of course. She wrote in and last week when she wrote in, we talked about The Worst Witch, which was like another, witches at school kind of vibe kids TV show. And there were 2 iterations of that. One was Mildred Hubble and one was Henrietta Hubble. And we found out that based on when you were born, Amy was familiar with Mildred Hubble, but I thought it was Henrietta Hubble because I'm assuming Amy is a bit older than me, right? Because that one came first. So she actually says, I know this is a Harry Potter podcast, but I've been on a Worst Witch spiral all day now because I actually did find on YouTube you can watch every episode of The Worst Witch if you just type it in. She then says, I've done a bit of Googling and it's definitely the Mildred Hubble TV series I remember. But we are the same age, so I was definitely too young when it first aired. Oh, so me and I would have assumed Amy was a bit older than me, but apparently we are the same age. So I am 26 going on 27. So that's cool. Nice to know your age, Amy. Thank you. The Henrietta Hubble one looks familiar, but I don't think I watched as much of that one. Apparently there's also a recent Netflix remake, so plenty of Worst Witch content available. That's very interesting. I should say... Mitch Gannonbort, a listener of my other podcast, also said that he watched Henrietta Hubble as well, and he is a year younger than me. So there you go. Who knows? I agree with the other Amy. I would like a live show, so you've got at least two audience members. I did say that I would love to do a live show of this podcast, but I just didn't know if anyone would come. At least we've got 2 people. I spoke to Sammy Garlip about it, and he said that I was like, maybe I could get like 30 people. He said, nah, you'd get more than that. So I would love to know, I don't think it's something that will happen for book 1, just because I'd need to look into how we actually do it. But book 2, for sure, once we get onto that, maybe we can do a live show in a small venue and just do a live podcast. I think that would be awesome. I'm very confused and very excited about what is going on. Fantastic to see Dragon Mailboy return, and I like the literary device of saying something and then completely contradicting it immediately. Not taught enough in school these days. Cheers, Amy. Thank you so much, Amy. Send in your hours, radiomikepod@gmail.com, or the contact form at radiomike.com.au, or just comment on the YouTube videos. Announcement, of course, I should say there is a new YouTube channel for Harry Potter and the Boys, because I think it was tanking my main channel to have 2 hour-long podcasts up every week. So there is a new channel. It's annoying because you need 100 subscribers before you make a custom URL on YouTube. So I can't just do youtube.com/Harry Potter and the Boys. So type in Harry Potter and the Boys fan fiction podcast on YouTube. It might come up. If it doesn't and you want to watch the videos, and I would love to get more subscribers on it, even if you don't want to watch the video versions, I'll actually put a link to the channel in the description for this episode. That would be awesome. Even if you don't plan on watching the videos, if you could just subscribe just so I can get to at least 100 so I can make a custom URL for more people to find it. That'd be awesome. I would really appreciate that. So please hit subscribe. I'll put it in the description to this episode. So that is the news. There is a channel there. I've updated all the thumbnails. It looks really nice. You can watch all the episodes of this pod and binge them and share them with friends really easily. So thank you so much if you have done that. Of course, the audio version is absolutely fine as well. I do want to do a couple more things before we wrap this bonus ep. First of all, we have gotten, I don't know if anyone saw this, but we have gotten some more information on the Harry Potter TV show that was talked about, that is going to be on HBO Max, I believe. Unfortunately, and I'm sure a lot of people will be really upset about this, it is not a scripted drama, a new scripted show that follows on the Harry Potter lore. It is instead just a Harry Potter trivia show. So it is like a Harry Potter themed trivia show that they're making a few episodes of, which is really, really annoying because, well, I mean, I guess I'll watch it, but at the same time, I really wanted to get this, Harry Potter prequel TV series or Voldemort TV series or like young James Potter or young Dumbledore series, but of course they're just playing it safe with a trivia night, which is very, very, very annoying. So we're not getting that TV show yet. I mean, I'm still pretty positive that we will eventually get a Harry Potter show, like to continue the lore. I do think that the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, they do want to turn into, something that can but something that can compete with stuff like Marvel and DC and these other shared universe worlds. Like there is a lot of money in that thing. So I seriously doubt they won't try to milk as much as possible into a Harry Potter show. But who knows? It is for now just a trivia thing. We are also doing Harry Potter meme of the week. And look, I mainly just get these off the Harry Potter Reddit, which I subscribe to. But this is a great one I've just seen. So I describe them in as much detail as possible. This is an image that is a screenshot of the troll from the first Harry Potter movie, Philosopher's Stone. It is a screenshot of the troll at the point where the troll has Ron's wand up his nose. And it's just a screenshot. The troll rightfully looks quite uncomfortable with having a wand up its nose. But the caption, right? And here's the big kicker, because I'm sure you're picturing it. The troll looking uncomfortable, wand up its nose, and the caption is Harry Potter COVID test. So how funny is that? Because obviously in a COVID test, you get the thing up your nose and it's uncomfortable, right? And someone's taken this screenshot out of its original context. And we are supposed to think that this troll is simply having a COVID test by having a wand up its nose. And it's like, oh my God, bloody, I wouldn't have had the test if I knew it was going to feel like this. So that's a cheeky little funny moment from Harry Potter repurposed into a great meme. I'll scroll down. I'll see if there's any other good memes. Okay, here's another meme of the week. We'll do 2 memes of the week. So this one is an image of the Goblet of Fire from the movie, obviously. And the goblet is firing out one of the pieces of paper, which has a name of someone on it, we'd assume. And Dumbledore is saying, the next champion is... And then he's holding up the piece of paper, reading it. And it says, your mum. And then there's a picture of Dumbledore. And he looks very angry. It looks like he's shouting. And it says, all right, who wrote this? So he's pretty... Dumbledore's pretty angry about that. So that is another... little meme of the week. Finally, okay, I'm just on the Harry Potter Reddit right now. So I'll just read this too. Someone's done a thread and it says, thought I'd share some of my false Harry Potter facts. So here they are. There's 6. Number 1, Pokemon cards are banned from Hogwarts. I could believe that. Number 2, J.K. Rowling has stated that she always intended for the house elf Dobby to be a 2-meter tall cyborg with a mohawk, but was dissuaded by her editor. Fair enough. Dumbledore doesn't believe in ghosts. That's a funny one. Draco's parents forced him to wear a chastity belt until he was 27. God, that sucks for Draco. Chocolate frogs are enchanted to feel pain, and it's actually pronounced Hagrid, not Hagrid. There you go, guys. There's 3 memes of the week. That will wrap up this Outpost edition. I will do another Outpost. This week's episode, very, very funny one, follows up from last week where the boys, Sammy Gallup was on. It ended with the boys finding a mysterious piece of paper on the ground, picking it up, and we pick up from there. My guest is Jackie Hutton. She is a comedian, a stand-up comedian and writer from Australia. She is very funny, and she generously gave up time on her Saturday night to record this dumb podcast with me. That'll be out on Wednesday. Enjoy it, and I will see you on Wednesday for that episode that I just talked about. All right, bye-bye. This podcast was a Radio Mike original production. Head to radiomike.com.au to check out all our other content, stay up to date at radio.mike on Instagram, and get in touch, radiomikepod@gmail.com.